Today was our first visit to the Kuzombi Clinic area, to the camp of the displaced people from the war in Kasai. We must take a four-wheel drive Land Cruiser and travel an hour and a half to get to this area. The road used to take 10 minutes in past years, but has since washed out. When violence broke out in 2016, hundreds of thousands of people ran for their lives. Women and children displaced by violence have escaped to isolated locations to find safety, losing access to goods and services such as healthcare, safe water and sanitation, and education. The militia have used children to fight and kill and act as human shields. It was estimated that 200,000 women and children fled into Kikwit. It was in 2017 I received a call from Edgar of Beteti as displaced people started arriving in Kikwit. Many people were arriving at the church doorsteps needing emergency medical help along with food and shelter. Westside Church responded with emergency funds to help some of the medical needs and a food program which Edgar and the local church distributed. Having this initial support, MCC to help with education support for more than 100 displaced children. During the mission trip in 2019, Westside had an opportunity to talk with many women and children who received support from Westside. We also talked with some of the displaced children who were orphans and told their difficult stories. One boy named Fabrice was a child soldier for 6 months. In this trip, I was able to talk with Fabrice again. He is now attending school and has a Congolese foster family taking care of him. So we're here at the Kuzombi Hospital with Pastor Kambila behind me. The local church, the CFMMC, is in charge of all healthcare in this province of Kikwit. So the Mennonite Brethren Church is responsible for healthcare and education in this area of Kikwit. Congo is divided up into provinces, and different provinces are allocated the direction by different churches. So this one is the Mennonite Brethren, the province of Kikwit, and Pastor Kambila and his staff are responsible for the administration of all the hospitals and schools. And as we saw, right behind me is the operating room where the doctors are operating in very, very basic conditions. And also the medical container that we shipped in 2019, mostly beds were brought to this clinic and many cases of bandages and supplies.
I'm the Secretary General for the Mennonite Brethren Conference in Congo, and I am right here with my brother Dennis. I'm just here to confirm and justify the project you did with Edgar to BTEDI for the displaced people from Kasai. I am so happy for this and thank you so much, and for people from North America and especially people from Warden. I was one of the trainers who worked with Edgar and the displaced people, and was that time when Edgar oversaw the displaced people. I think there are still people here as Kikwit who are still using the training from the program. Thank you for your help.
Hey Westside, we've just seen the video that Dennis recorded in Congo, and Pastor Kambila talking to us. It's just amazing to see the partnership that we can have with, like from our location in just southern Manitoba, all the way over to Africa, to have this relationship with how many years?
I've been involved with Congo for 16 years, but our church has a much richer history. We have people in our congregation like Sarah Peters, who's passed away. She's been a missionary there for 40 years. So there's kind of a longer history.
So we have this rich tradition and history of relationship there. So you've just returned, and like in talking with you, you've shared so many stories. How would you describe your trip? And maybe what's one more event that wasn't on that video that you'd love for us to know?
Okay, I classify this as probably the best trip ever. Not that there aren't difficulties, it's hard life the people there have to live, but it was the best trip because I've really seen movement ahead. I've seen the church, especially the church, the leadership in the church. there was an air of optimism there that I've never seen before. Usually when you go meet with the churches, the pastors, they're like this, oh, help us. What project do you have? What do you have money? And we need all this. But they didn't do that this time. They had this different mindset. It's like a truck stuck in the mud. Usually when you go, there's a truck stuck in the mud. Tires are spinning and they're inching ahead. And in 2019, when we went, the truck was spinning in the mud and was sliding backwards. Things were going backwards. But this year, the truck wasn't stuck in the mud. It was going, and I was running to catch up because the pastors were busy telling us what they're all doing, what they're involved with. And Pastor Kimbila, he said that conference actually gave $1,000 to the Ukraine relief efforts. So Congo is going out.
So they're investing around the world in what they've been entrusted with.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you were asking about the one story, and that's the Congo Mennonite Brethren Church. They're sending missionaries out in their own country, and they sent missionaries to a tribe of people that are very isolated. They're called the Batwa, and we know them as Pygmy people. And I had a chance to meet with them. They were getting training at the conference office. And I videotaped their story, and they told me this story, and it really gripped me. And they're talking about how they've got the Word of God in their tribes. They have 45 churches now, and they've changed their personality, their thinking. They used to believe in other gods. Now they believe in Jesus Christ, and it's changed them. They're not fighting with their tribal neighbors anymore, and they're looking for Bibles. They don't have Bibles. They might have 1 or 2 Bibles in the whole area, and they write down 1 or 2 verses, and they go out and share the word to other villages. So that just really grabbed me, and I got a video of them too, and it's just,
So we'll look for that in our website.
Yep.
Of that video. And I think it's so important, the work that has been done. Often we think of missionaries going here. These are African people, Congolese people going to their neighbors and sharing what God has done in their life. Bringing peace.
Bring peace. They're not fighting with their neighbors, a neighboring tribe. That's a big thing. Tribal warfare in Congo it's there, and it's nasty. That's how these displaced people on the video.
Right.
That's tribal fighting. It's bad. And
it's amazing, like for me to see, and I think others to see as well, how through recent trips we get to see the growth of Fabrice, just like physically, but also emotionally. Like someone who's been caught up in just the worst stories.
Yeah, we interviewed Fabrice in 2019. It seemed hopeless. It seemed hopeless, but God is at work there and be able to connect him. It was a lot to do with Edgar too. Connected him up with a foster family, and he's going to school now. It's still a long, rough road ahead, but they're going to church. Talk to him. He's going to church. The foster father said, "It's not a Mennonite brother, and is that okay?" I said, "Oh yeah, it's okay."
That's very fine. That's all right. That's great. Well, thanks for going. Continually, you're building relationships for us, with us, and we're hoping that we'll have some encounters with some of the people you've been working with, the John Fumana, coming our way and teaching us. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, we work with so many great people like John Fumana, and then we also work with 5 and 2, like Jamie Monday and Murray Nickel. So we work with so many people, and it just makes it all richer, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
We have so much to learn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dennis, for all you do. That's the Westside story for today.